Hi everyone, I'm Tom Slivick. Welcome to TSPN's News for today. Let's get into our stories. On March 18th, Rudy Riano Suarez Jr., 35, of Sutter Creek, was arrested by Amador County Sheriff's detectives on an active no-bail Amador County Superior Court warrant of arrest alleging violations of California Penal Code Section 269, aggravated sexual assault of a child and a felony, 13 counts of PC Penal Code 288B, lewd or lascivious acts involving children accomplished through force and or fear, that's a felony, and 288A, lewd or lascivious acts of felony, and 13 special allegations. The arrest warrant was sought by the Amador County District Attorney's Office based on Amador County Sheriff's Office investigation. The investigation involved a 17-year-old female victim who reported that Suarez, her former stepfather, began sexually assaulting her in 2007 at the age of 12 while the family resided in Woodland. The assaults reportedly continue when the family moved to Amador County in July of 2008. The most recent sexual assault was reported to have taken place at a residence on Ridge Road in late 2011 after Suarez had moved out of the family home. Over 100 incidents of sexual abuse occurring across multiple law enforcement jurisdictions were reported by the victim. Based upon the investigation that was conducted, none of the victim's 3 younger siblings appear to have victims of Suarez's sexual assaults. Suarez is currently being held without bail in the Amador County Jail. And the U.S. Department of Agriculture announced this week that payments to states under the Secure Rural Schools program are being subjugated to sequestration. Specifically, the USDA is claiming that federal fiscal funds in the year 2012 payments, which were released to states at the beginning of February 2003, are subjugated or are subject to the Budget Control Act, which mandated budget restrictions totaling $85 million for federal fiscal year 2013. In a letter, the governor's U.S. Forest Service Chief Thomas Tidwell stated that, mandated by sequestration, we will need to withdraw 5.1% of the payment that has already been received or reduce the amount to the disbursed in the coming weeks. It is believed that states, including California, will receive a bill for collection to return the sequestered amount to the federal treasury. RCRC is working with coalition partners, including CSAC and NACO, to determine the full ramifications of these proclamations by the USDA. It remains unclear just how the Title I and Title III payments from 2012 can be subjugated to sequestration and or how these monies could be recaptured. In California, federal SRS payments are made to the state and then forwarded primarily to the schools and counties, with counties using these funds for their county road programs. SRS was first enacted in 2000 and allows forest counties and public schools within these counties to receive payments based on pre-2000 levels of timber harvesting activity on federal land. Since 2006, the program has been reauthorized several times, including last June when Congress granted a one-year extension. Despite the issues of federal sequestration, RCRC has been working to persuade Congress to extend this program. For additional information, please contact either Patricia Mergenstein or Paul A. Smith of RCRC Government Affairs staff at 916-447-4806. On March 4th, 2013 at 7:10 p.m., the Amador County Sheriff's Office received a report that an armed robbery had just occurred and the victims were standing by at the Ione Police Department. Upon arrival, the 2 victims reported to Amador County Sheriff's deputies that they came to the area to meet up with a friend, Derek Summers, and when they would all go to the Jackson Rancheria Casino to gamble. Upon arrival in Ione, the victims met with Summers, who asked them to follow him to a residence in the area of Jackson Valley Road. Upon arrival at that residence, the 2 victims were confronted by a masked man armed with a firearm. The victims recognized the gunman based upon his size, shape, and voice and other characteristics as another friend, Michael O'Brien. The victims reported O'Brien and Summers stole their cellular telephones and over $14,000 in cash. The victims were then ordered at gunpoint to leave the property, wherein they immediately drove to Ione. Amador County Sheriff's detectives responded and began an investigation into the allegations, and based upon the information received from the victims, positive photographic lineup, identifications of the subjects, and confirmation of other evidence, Amador County Sheriff's deputies began a search for the subjects and a firearm and the stolen property. On March 6th at 8:13 p.m., Amador County Sheriff's detectives located Derek Lee Summers, 24, at a family residence in Pine Grove. Summers was arrested and booked into the Amador County Jail. And on March 6, 2013, Amador County Sheriff's detectives located Derek Lee Summers, 24, at the family residence in Pine Grove, and Summers was arrested and booked into the Amador County Jail. On March 7th, Amador County Sheriff's detectives were contacted by O'Brien, who stated that he wanted to provide a statement. Later that day, O'Brien came to the Amador County Sheriff's Office and met with the detectives, and after meeting with detectives, Michael Martin O'Brien, 24, of Sacramento, was arrested and booked into Amador County Jail. Additional details are not being released at this time due to the ongoing nature of the investigation. And the regular meeting of the Amador Water Agency Board of Directors is scheduled for March 28th, 9 a.m. at 2800 Ridge Road in Sutter Creek. On the agenda of this meeting will be the board facilities tour. First, the board will visit the Comanche water and wastewater facilities. Next, the board will visit the Amador Canal System at Lake Taboo. And lastly, the board will tour District 1's Upcountry Systems Wastewater Improvement Facility. Members of the public are invited to participate in the tour. However, members of the public need to provide their own transportation. Stay with us. We'll be taking a break. And when I come back, I will be with Supervisor Richard Forrester, and we'll discuss the upcoming agenda for tomorrow with the Board of Supervisors. So stay with us right here on TSPN. You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.